What's up? It was great to see the Michael Jackson Gary in the celebration at in 2300 Jackson Street in Gary. Um, you know, a lot of negative spin, a lot of things what the media do, and they're not consistent, and they don't show respect to the man since he's been departed. It's been gone 16 years, but the fans don't forget. Would have been 67. It was about a week ago. But I was watching the footage with Chris Tucker and Jackie Jackson and Marlon, and it was great to see. It's important that his legacy is maintained. He did come back to Gary. I want to say it was 2003, and they had him in the mayor and the Michael Jackson Day. What I love about his fans from all over the world come and pay respects. They're not listening to the racist nonsense, and I say that because the industry and the media has been very racist and biased, and it really tried to slam his character, and since his passing. But the fans keep on speaking. He generates the most money from the deceased artists that you can anybody want to put up. He's still dominating beyond the grave. I know it tears they behind up because they never found a successor to him. Never. And Lord knows they tried. And they won't let the man rest in peace. He dominated unlike any other. There's been only one Michael Jackson, and he tore it up. He dominated with the stylings. He was the most dominant artist that I saw in my lifetime. I never saw another artist that from head to toe that he was a movement. He was a mover and a shaker. And yes, you can debate who's more prolific or who's more creative or this or that. However, when you put them peak to peak with what he brought, he made everybody step their game up. He was his standard. And it speaks volumes. It's a trip out thing because Gary gets a bad rep, and it's a tough place. I mean, Gary ain't no joke. It's tough. But that's where they're from. People still got love. They came to 2300. You'll get more coming to Gary than you would to Neverland and even Havenhurst. Speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. See, the root and the start of it is speaking volumes, you know, because the real people never forgot. They still got the memories. They had to hear all the everything in between. But the man's music and what he represented was about love and unity. That's the thing about the Michael Jackson experience and the foundation. So I was glad to see Michael Jackson getting celebrated the Gary, Indiana celebration of what would have been his 67th birthday, and his brothers and people participating and reflecting and having memories. Because we have to do that. You have to have people that do that, because depending on the media and people to do that, they only seen him as a cash cow, and that's how they looked at him. They never saw him and respect him as a man. And they sure as heck didn't respect a black man who was calling them out on their racist ways about the videos, talking about how they don't promote black artistry and how the industry gets down and his business dealings. He went in there and he did something that they was taboo, but he flipped the script. Because that's another thing. 40 years ago, when he owned the Sony, when he owned ATV, that Beatles catalog, and paid almost 50 million for that, and them people ain't forgot. People ain't forgot. And I remember it like yesterday. And he just was making moves to ensure a brighter future and pave the way for down the line in other forms. But it's always great to see that he transcends generations, backgrounds, classes, ages, demographics in living and transition. That just speaks volumes about what the man represented because he represented love. He had a strong spiritual connection as a soul. And so I was glad to see the Michael Jackson Guriana 67th birthday celebration that they could go back home because I think that's something that I think he really understood that fake industry in Hollywood ain't got no love for you, but you can always come back home. And I remember one time it was at the NWCP award show, and Denzel Washington said that. I know he's in the stands. He said you can always come back home. You got to come back home because they're gonna remind you of what they think about you. This was very much a great celebration to honor his legacy, and the people are still gonna be there, and it's gonna be a yearly thing. So much respect. Just like when Spike Lee gives his block party in Brooklyn for his music, speaks volumes. And others will be doing it more to come. So Michael Jackson ain't going nowhere. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share the review if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. Shout out to his family, to his true few friends that he had, and to the fans, because that's what's up. People, don't forget the greatness and what that man meant. But I'm out.